The Democrats are panicking. Kamala Harris is panicking. Her whole campaign is panicking right now, and that's why they sent their slave master, Barack Obama, to try and bring back the black votes to the Democratic slave plantation. First of all, I apologize if you hear some vibrations coming into my mic. We currently have construction going on in the house, so I apologize if it picks up. But Barack Obama just made a major mistake that could cost Kamala Harris' entire campaign for her presidency come November 5th election. Barack Obama decided to shame black people, more especially black men, into not showing the same support that he had back in 2008 and 2012 when he ran for presidency. He decided to shame black men into not voting for Kamala Harris 2.0. Barack Obama, the reason why people do not want to vote for Kamala Harris, for cackling Kamala, for communist Kamala, is because she's fake. She is Joe Biden 2.0. She cannot answer a simple question on how she's going to fix things that she caused. She cannot answer a simple question on her economic plan. She cannot answer a simple question on her foreign policy plan. She cannot answer a simple question on the immigration plan. She has no question, no clear vision, no clear direction for this country, yet you want to shame black people into voting for somebody that has never had their best interest at heart. The Democrats have fooled black people into voting for them for the past 60 plus years. And the black population, the black community has gotten poorer, it has gotten more violent, it has gotten less safer. Yet, people like you, Barack Obama, have gotten richer. So please tell me why again should black people, more especially black men, vote for Kamala Harris? You want to say that, white people are the most dangerous race to society. Last time I checked, Kamala Harris is the one married to a white man. So why can't black people choose to have a white president since Kamala Harris chose to have a white man as her husband? What's the problem, Barack Obama? What's the issue? Because you see that no longer the identity politics is no longer working. The fear mongering is no longer working. People I talked to said that they're going to vote for Donald Trump, People, black people I have talked to specifically said that they're going to vote for Donald Trump. The Democrats are losing the black vote. They are losing the black vote, and they see it, and they're hitting the panic button right now as we speak. That's why they decided to send Barack Obama to try to reel back in those people and say, hey guys, I'm black just like you, but you ain't struggling just like the black people are. You don't have the same, net worth as the black people do. You are worth $70 million, Barack Obama. You ain't struggling. You rich. You are part of the elites, camouflaged to be one of us, but you ain't really one of us. Kamala Harris is not one of us. She is part of the elites. But let's hear what Barack Obama had to say, trying to shame black men into voting for fake ass Kamala Harris.
Community is that we have not yet seen the same kinds of energy and turnout in all quarters of our neighborhoods and communities as we saw when I was running.
Because the neighborhoods and communities that Kamala Harris is trying to rally up people to vote for her are struggling. People cannot afford to buy eggs. People can't afford to keep a roof over their head. People can't afford to buy clothes to keep them warm as the winter's approaching. Yet you got Kamala Harris, who's worth over $8 million, got multiple properties spread out across the United States. Want people who are struggling to vote for her. Have you forgotten what the last 4 years have been like to the middle class thanks to Joe Biden and Kamala Harris? I find it funny how the Democratic Party always begs and pleads and moans for the black people to vote for them, to get the black community to vote for them as a whole, as if they own your vote. Every 4 years, but soon as you put them in power, they do nothing for you. Not a damn thing for you. But every 4 years, they come crawling at your doorstep. Hey, vote for me, please. Vote for me so I can make your life worse. Vote for me so I can make you poorer. Vote for me so I can bring all these illegal immigrants to replace you. Vote for me so I can make myself richer and continue to make yourself poorer. Get the fuck out of here with all that fake ass bullshit. This is, again, they're hitting the panic button. They see the numbers. They see that they do not have the same level and strength of support from the black community as they used to do. Now they hearing somebody, hey, Barack Obama, try to reel the people back in. We need to reel the black men back in. And if Kamala Harris loses this election, which I predict she will, watch the black women especially are going to try to blame the black men because we do not want to vote for this lady. Again, they always say that white men are the problem in today's society. They keep holding us down, but yet Kamala Harris is married to a white man. AOC said white men are the problem. Yeah, she's married to a white man. Don Lemon himself said that white men, specifically said that white men are the problem in today's society, yet he's married to a white man. So all these people who are coming out and saying that white men are the problem, the white patriarchy is the problem, are all married to white men. So why are you married to somebody or to a race that's causing us problems, that's keeping us down, that's keeping us divided? Sounds to me that's a whole bunch of hypocrisy, if you ask me.
Now, I also want to say that seems to be more pronounced with the brothers.
See that? More with the brothers.
So if you don't mind, just for a second, I'm going to speak to y'all.
Here we go. Here come the shaming. Here come the guilt tripping.
Say that when you have a choice that is this clear.
It's not clear at all. It's clear for Donald Trump to win.
And on the one hand, you have somebody who grew up like you, knows you, went to college with you, understands the struggles, and
I'm going to stop it right there. Kamala Harris did not grow up like us. If you actually do a deep dive research about her background, she grew up pretty wealthy. If you actually look at Kamala Harris' net worth, she's worth over $8 million, as I said earlier in this video. The black community as a whole can't even have $8 in their bank account, yet she has $8 million worth of assets under her and her white husband's name. She ain't growing up like us. She ain't struggling like us. She passed laws to make us poorer. Yet you want to use this identity politics bullshit to say, yeah, she grew up like us when she didn't. She knows us when she doesn't. She can't even answer a simple fucking question about her policy. She has not gotten once into depth about her policy agenda and how she plans to enforce her ideas. Nothing about foreign policy. Nothing about immigration that she caused. Nothing about fixing the middle class, which is just regurgitate the same bullshit. $50,000, to new starter businesses, and expand the child tax credit to $6,000. But the problem with both of those is that you have to get that through Congress. In order for you to get the $50,000 child tax credit, your business has to be profitable. You still have to be in business a year after once you file your taxes. You don't get that money as soon as you start a business. You have to stay in business for a year. And for the $6,000 child tax credit, she has to work with Congress to get that passed. And a lot of members of Congress don't align or don't see with her ideas. She wants to say she wants to build 3 million new homes in 4 years. How is she going to get the land approval to do that, Obama? How is she going to able to bypass so many federal regulations to get the approvals and the permits to build on those land? That could cause harm to agriculture. That could cause harm to, animals who live there. We're talking about deers. We're talking about, coyotes, birds, wildlife, forest animals who live in those heavily wooded land. You have to get okay and revoke those federal permits to build and cut down all those trees to build houses. How is she going to get Congress to side along with her on that? And even so, she does. Did you know that we're backlogged 5 to 10 million homes? And this was back in what, 2010, 2011, something like that? She has allowed 15 million, if not more, undocumented illegal immigrants into this country and are giving them everything under the sun. Our taxpayer money is going into funding these illegal immigrants' lifestyle. Housing, healthcare, childcare, education, everything for free. But yet you want the black people who are suffering financially at levels they have never seen before to to vote for Kamala Harris. You were trying to shame the brothers to vote for somebody that they can't even talk to, that can't answer straightforward questions, that has caused them more harm than good. What kind of fucking ridiculous bullshit is this man spewing? And I used to love Obama. I voted for him back in 2008, and I voted for him again in 2012. Because you know why we voted for him in 2008, Obama? Because we wanted to see a black president. It was all about identity politics. It was the first time we get to make history putting a black man in the White House and have the honor of calling him president. Did the same thing in 2012. You lost a lot of the majority votes that you had, the popular votes that you had 2008, 2012, but we still wanted you to continue to your second run because we know that you didn't have the same amount of support in Congress that you did in 2012. And you got a lot more stuff done. But you didn't fulfill on everything that you promised, Obama. You did not. And yet you left the White House with a $70 million net worth, quadrupled, 10 times tripled your net worth. And yet you want to tell us to vote for somebody who is not struggling in today's economy, who has buried us more than they have uplifted us? Just because she went to an HBCU does not make you black. White people go to HBCUs, all of a sudden, are they black now? Just because they went to HBCU? Really? If she was really a sister, why didn't she marry a black man? She keeps talking about all these white men are bad. They're putting us down. Why she married the enemy? Since we really want to get into identity politics. Bullshit.
Pain and joy that comes from those experiences. So you have to work harder and do more and overcome and achieves the second highest office in the land.
The second highest office in the land that she was given to by Joe Biden. When Joe Biden was running for presidency back in 2020, he specifically said that he wants a woman of color, not based off their resume, just because the fact that he wants a woman of color to break boundaries, to have history in the making. Yet if you look at Kamala Harris' record, she has not done much to usurp all those senators, all those governors to be a vice president. If you actually take a deep dive into Kamala Harris' resume, she has put so many people behind bars because of truancy. She put a black woman in jail because her daughter had sickle cell anemia. After the mom provided countless documents from daughters saying that her daughter was sick and had to be hospitalized because she had sickle cell anemia. She pushed to have transgender people get sex changes while they were incarcerated, using taxpayer dollars instead of giving it to the homeless people, instead of giving it to the veterans who have suffered their mind and their body to fight for this country. She gave it to transgender people so they could have sex changes while they were incarcerated. To criminals who committed crimes. Are you fucking kidding me? She cannot hold a press conference on her own. How many times have we seen Kamala Harris? Once that teleprompter goes out, she doesn't know a thing to say. She loses all train of thought. You mean to tell me that for us to make history, we have to elect somebody who cannot formulate her own thoughts or words, who cannot galvanize people by herself? She needs a teleprompter to do so. And this is what I'm talking about. They want to say, hey, wait, we want to have a first female black president in the White House. Other countries are laughing at us because we're basing off identity politics. I would love to have a female as a president one day. I would love to have a black female as president one day. But it's not her. She cannot be the best representation, the first to be in the White House. That's black and that's a female. If you really want a first female as president, go look at Tulsi Gabbard. And yes, she is a woman of color, even though her skin color doesn't say. If you look at her background, Tulsi Gabbard is a woman of color. She's Samoan. She's tough as nails. She actually answers questions. She served in the armed forces. She served her country, protected her country. That's somebody. That should be somebody who should be a first-time representation to have to be called a first female as president and a first female of color as president. But not somebody who laughs like a maniac, can't answer a fucking question, and has to have teleprompters everywhere she goes to galvanize people. You mean to tell me that you cannot formulate sentences on your own and you're asking for hundreds of millions of Americans to vote for you? When you put somebody in the White House, ladies and gentlemen, they're also a negotiator. They have to negotiate and talk to other foreign leaders. She can't talk. She's stupid. She's dumb. Why do you think the media hid her for so long? Because she cannot talk. Her and Joe Biden have the same level of dementia and autism. I'm sorry to break it to you, but it's just facts. Have you seen Joe Biden talk? Did you see what happened during the debate with him and Donald Trump? Everybody kept saying, hey, Joe Biden's not fit enough to be president. He's losing his cognitive skills. And it took for the debate to happen with Trump to say, oh, this guy really doesn't have any cognitive skills. The left kept calling it a right conspiracy theory from the Republicans until it came out and in front of millions of Americans say, yeah, this man is not a functioning president. He can no longer be in the White House. After they pulled a coup on Joe Biden because they knew he was going to lose badly to Donald Trump because he didn't know where he's at half the time, to say, yeah, we got to get somebody else to go up against Trump. And automatically, Kamala Harris was the VP, was the pick. Yet she had not one single delegate. You want somebody, you're trying to shame into black men to vote for somebody who they do not know. People do not know Kamala Harris from a can of paint. They don't know her. You try to look her up, Google has censored everything about her record as an attorney general in California. But just look at the state of California right now. It is a shit show. It's a fucking shit show because of Gavin Newsom and all the left propaganda that they've been spewing. But you want people to vote for her. You're shaming black men into wanting to vote for her. That's not how you gather votes. A lot of people who I talked to who was leaning towards voting for Kamala Harris, once they saw this video of Obama shaming black men into not supporting her like they did him, they switched over to the other side. They voted for Donald Trump. Because how dare you tell people what they should do? They don't know this woman at all. Shame on you, Obama. You literally have cost this woman her campaign. She was going to lose anyway. But this was the final nail in the coffin. That's why the numbers are sliding in her favor for the black vote. Especially black men are not supporting her as they used to. They're going to over Trump because guess what? Trump makes himself available. Whether you like the man or not, he talks to the media. You may not like how the way he talks to the media. You may not like his word choicing, but he makes himself available. And when you ask this man a question, what are you going to do to make this country better? He at least goes into more specifics than Kamala Harris. Tariffs. Hey, we're going to put more tariffs on China because they've been doing unlawful business practice for years. I'm going to take away, no tax on tip because Kamala Harris casted the final deciding vote to have taxes on tips. Guess what? You work overtime. I'm going to take away your taxes on overtime because guess what? You work that extra overtime to bring in more money to your family, not have the government take more of it. This is what we're talking about. We like to hear ideas, policies, plan of actions. Hey, guess what? All those manufacturing jobs, I'm going to bring it back here. And yes, I'm going to give those big manufacturing companies a 15% minimum tax cut. But for them to get that tax cut, they have to produce here. And when you produce here, you are forced to hire Americans instead of outsourcing and hiring people over China for $1 an hour. Hire Americans here so that they could continue to provide for themselves and their families financially. That is what Donald Trump is talking about. Again, I do not like the man, but he has better policies than cackling communist Kamala Harris. Let me know what you guys think about this whole video. I went over damn near 19 minutes, approaching 20 minutes, but it's something that had to be said. Do you agree, disagree with my commentary? Leave your comments down below. Smash the like button, subscribe to the channel. I'll catch you guys on the flip side. Peace.